Well, here you are again. I'm afraid there's nothing new to report, really. Oh, actually, somebody set the windmill on fire. Wait, was it you? Have you ever considered seeking help? Oh, well, I suppose I could listen for a while. Go on then. Tell me what you've been up to.
And we bring fire, sing fire, scream fire, and forgive the liar. By fire we live. We bring fire, sing fire, scream fire, and forgive the loss of our blood we will give.
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to beat Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin for PC, only using Pyromancy. Now for this run, we will be using a glitch which is exclusive to PC. However, console players may still learn a thing or two about Pyromancy, so feel free to stick around. So first off, choose the Sorcerer class and the Bonfire aesthetic. Now as you make your way to Majula, go ahead and drop off this ledge here so you can obtain the binoculars. These will come in handy later on. Loot everything else in the general area, and then make your way through the Haid ruins. Be careful not to get fly swatted along the way. When you get to the boss, wait until he's taken 6 steps towards you, and then just roll past him. Blubber Boy isn't much of a floater, so this will be an easy 12,000 souls for you. Now run around and collect soul items until you have 13,400 souls. Don't crunch down on boss souls, by the way, since you'll be needing those for later. And buy the cat ring from this cat here. Now strip down, take everything off, except for the cat ring, and jump down through this giant sink drain. At the bottom you'll meet some explodey boys, but if you dip in the water, your fire defense will be significantly increased. This is going to be an important principle moving forward, since this applies to both you and your opponents. Now make your way through the gutter. It's a pretty nice place if you pretend you're somewhere else. And down here you'll find the dark Pyromancy glove. Up a couple ladders you'll also find a fragrant branch of yore, which you'll need for later. And if you come down this way, you'll find a nice set of Pyromancer garb. Fashion is obviously of high importance when making your build, so equip the drip and look the part. Now head towards the shady woods, and use the branch you found to depetrify Rosabeth. She will be your new Pyromancy trainer from here on out. Buy poison mist from her, and then give her something nice to wear. Remember, fashion is important. And now comes the tricky part, which only works on PC. Attune poison mist at the bonfire, and then select another bonfire to warp to. Then as the screen is fading out, use your mouse to left-click part of the screen where a warp location was, then right-click, select back, and get ready to attune Soul Arrow. Then just as the screen turns black and flashes before going to the loading screen, left-click Soul Arrow to equip it. If you got the timing right, you should now have 30 casts of Poison Mist instead of 2. Now let's watch it again in real time to see how quick you'll need to be. The effects of this glitch will last until you've quit the game, so you won't need to do it very often. Now fight your way through the Forest of the Fallen Giants, poisoning everything in your path. Using chemical weaponry does violate the Geneva Conventions, of course, but so will everything else you're going to be doing, so who cares? The casting speed is pretty slow on this spell, so if you need to grind souls and buy Fire Orb from Rosabeth, then go for it. Personally, I was able to make it through the forest without it. Now if you feel like doing a little co-op, you can summon up Cell Sword Luette. Then poison the last giant to death, or just let Luette kick the snot out of him. It's an easy fight either way, so who cares? Now talk to this old woman here, buy another copy of Soul Arrow from her, and then spend a total of 10k souls in her shop. As a reward, she'll give you the Silver Serpent Ring. This will increase the number of souls you get from enemies, which is always useful. You can also use the cat ring to get yourself another fragrant branch of yore, which you'll need later. Now run down here to this cave, watch out for the giant marble, and meet up with Kale so you can get your house key back. He's been crashing on your couch for long enough. And go home and grab some useful items for the road. Watch out for the skeleton who's been squatting in your basement. He's immune to poison, so if he didn't buy Fire Orb, then you won't be able to beat him. Now you could try calling the cops on him, but unfortunately the standard Blue Sentinel response time has really dropped off lately, and you know the skeleton is just gonna hide at the end of the block until they leave. So just hide from him until he loses your trail, and then make a mad dash for the bonfire. Anyways, back to business. Make your way through No Man's Wharf, and take on Bendy Boy. Unfortunately, the toilet got clogged again, flooding the whole boat and boosting everyone's fire defense, but you're not using fire anyways, so it won't be an issue for you. And up in the captain's quarters, you'll find the normal Pyromancy flame. Now buy Fire Orb from Rosabath if you haven't already, and begin leveling up your attunement to at least 16. Now go back to the wharf, burn everything that gets in your way, and buy another copy of Soul Arrow from this old wizard. Now, after doing the attunement glitch again, attune your 2 extra copies of Soul Arrow, and you'll have 93 casts of your preferred Pyromancy. Needless to say, you'll never have to worry about running out of casts again, so use your newfound power to Pyromance the Pursuer and confiscate his cash. Easy peasy, business as usual. Now for this build, you'll want to level up your Faith and Intelligence to 28 each. Not only will this boost your fire damage, but it will also boost your elemental defenses, which are obviously important. Now take a ride on the Bird Boy Express, collect the antiquated key, and fight your way through Sin City. Up at the top of this building, you'll find another petrified person named Strayed, and once you revitalize him, he'll be willing to give you special weapons in exchange for boss souls. You obviously won't be using any of these, but if you make 4 trades with him, then he'll reward you with a set of his clothes. Not only do they look pretty dank, but the hood will give you +2 levels to Intelligence and Faith, and increase your casting speed by 11%. If you want to increase your casting speed even further, then head over to the Shady Woods and follow the exact path I've laid out for you. Watch out for any shady types who might be lurking along the way. And here in this chest you'll find the Clear Bluestone Ring +1, which adds another 35% to your casting speed. While you're here, you can also grab the Chloranthy Ring for boosted stamina recovery, and if you come over here on the left-hand side of the woods, then you'll also find your first Fire Seed. Use the Fire Seed to upgrade your normal Pyromancy Flame. Technically, the Dark Pyromancy Flame is stronger, but it requires you to be fully hollow for greatest effect. And nobody wants to be fully hollow because it makes you look ugly as crap. Anyways, go to the Huntsman's Copse. You can summon Bashful Ray if you want help. As you can see, he's a true gentleman, and not only that, he's a fellow pyromancer. So blast the BDSM brothers into oblivion, cross the rope bridge, jump across the gap at the end, and there you'll find another Fire Seed. You can also buy 3 more seeds from Rosabeth once you have the cash for it. And now it's time to take on the Bone Brothers. Since their turf is really wet, their fire defense will be up. But now you have an upgraded glove, so it won't be an issue. One of them is a Pyromancer, but you're a better Pyromancer. So give him the old 1-2 and show him what's what. And if you have trouble hitting the little skellies before they hit you, you can use your binoculars to 180 quickscope them mid-cast. Before you move on, you should buy Flash Sweat. This will cause you to sweat profusely, giving you the fire defense that water provides wherever you want. And level up your attunement to 20 so you can use it alongside Fire Orb. Now head over to the Poison Pits, enter this little cave, fry the local skeleton to a crisp, and in the cave you'll find your next Fire Seed, as well as another branch of yore. While you're here, you should also watch out for these Twitch streamers. They're also pyromancers. However, they've turned the local male population into their mindless drones. They have no shame, and they have no morals, so firebomb them into the great beyond. Kill their subscribers as well. They have a severe case of brain rot, and they're beyond saving. Now go back to the shady woods. You can use your binoculars to hit the shady lurkers, and depetrify this catman. Sizzle his whiskers, then open the chest he was guarding. Here you'll find the Lion Mage set. It's not exactly easy on the eyes, but it will boost your casting speed, so just wear it when you think you'll need it. At this point, you can begin leveling your adaptability, which will raise your iframes when dodging, and raise the speed at which you use healing items. Stay on the path towards the spider factory. You can use a torch to scare away the spiders. Remember, fashion is only slightly less important than utility, so make sure you're always wearing something appropriate for the occasion. Anyways, incinerate the alpha spider, then cremate the arachnophile that raised it and take his key. Use it to open up this room over here, and inside the arachnophile's secret stash you'll find another fire seed along with Great Fireball. Now burn your bonfire ascetic at Undead Lockaway Bonfire, and take on the Bone Brothers once again. They're going to be even tougher this time around, but now you have Great Fireball. So bomb the Bony Boys back into the grave, and you'll receive the upgraded version of the Clear Bluestone Ring, which raises your casting speed by an additional 55%. Now head on down through the gutter. Nothing but nice things down here. Show the local rednecks what modern weaponry looks like, and put Meatloaf Man in the oven. Then come over here where the bacon grease spilled, and you'll find another fire seed. Now head back to Sin City so you can take on the Ballet Brothers. Due to their speed and reach, it can be hard to get shots off at them, but if you keep your distance and get your timing right, then you should be able to take them down. Next, you should run along this walkway, grab the Bastille key, and use it to unlock this cell for another fire seed. Watch out for the exploding mummies. Fortunately, they're all wrapped in toilet paper, so they burn pretty easily. Now light up the Lost Sinner's room, then light up the Lost Sinner. Next, head back to Majula and talk to Mauchlin, or however the heck you pronounce his name. Spend 1,000 souls at his shop, rest at the bonfire, and then talk to him again and he'll sell you the penal handcuffs. They're not much to look at, but they will raise your fire damage by 7.5%, so clearly utility outweighs fashion in this particular instance. Now go to the Grave of Saints so you can take on the Rat King, which should take you about 2 seconds once he shows up. Then give his soul to Strayed in exchange for Toxic Mist. This is basically a deadlier version of Poison Mist, so needless to say it'll come in handy for later bosses. In the meantime, just keep burning the heck out of the Twitch streamers and their moderators. Now burn the windmill, because you're a psychopath and you like watching things burn. If you feel like it, you can bring in Jester Thomas. As far as pyromancy goes, he's basically a walking napalm dispenser, so combine his firepower with yours and send Medusa back to Hades. And welcome to Iron Keep, where everything's both fast-moving and fire-resistant. Won't this be fun? Of course, before you can even enter the keep proper, you'll have to deal with the Reds. Do you like damage sponges in video games? I know I do. But whatever. Keep spamming great fireballs and eventually they will go down. Armorer Dennis? More like Armorer Deadis. Anyways, back to the grim reality of getting through this place. Now as an upside, everything in Iron Keep can be toxified. However, the time it takes to cast Toxic Mist means it usually isn't worth using against the little guys. Nevertheless, it's still your best weapon against the big boys, so give Smelter Demon a whiff of the old morning breath until he can't take it anymore. Now come over here to these lava rocks. As you can see, they're pretty dangerous to stand on. So get your best fire defense gear on, apply Flash Sweat, and walk across to the right so you can pick up your final fire seed. Make sure to spam healing items unless you want to die like I did. Anyhow, you can finally upgrade your glove all the way, so use it to blast your way through Iron Keep. Now putrefy the old Iron King since he's weak to the stink. You can avoid most of his attacks by hiding behind this building, except for the laser, of course. It doesn't really matter that much anyways because of your sweaty skin, so you should have no problem tanking hits from him. Outside Vendrick's castle is pretty rainy and wet, not that it really matters that much anymore. If you go inside and light up these torches, then you'll be able to summon Bashful Ray again, and together, you'll be able to burn the blubber off the Obesity Brothers pretty darn easily. And further inside, you can summon Luet again. He's a walking tank, he's a strong and independent man, and he's not about to let some Twitch streamer ruin his grind set. But sadly, he's just a shade, and you can't keep him with you forever. Anyway, you can use poison or fire versus Mirror Man. Just try not to hit his shield. Now you might be thinking that the Shrine of Amana would be the worst place in the world for a pure Pyromancer, but if you survived Iron Keep, then you should be able to make it here as well. Just make sure you stay out of the deep water since, needless to say, fireballs can't hit anything beneath the surface. There is also some assistance available in the form of Lone Hunter Schmidt. He saved my butt from the Hammer Squad, and he might be able to help you as well. Anyways, make frog legs out of skull face, then make barbecue out of bellboy. Easy game, easy life. Now pick up the King's Ring from Vendrick's armor here. Not only will this ring open the King's Gates, but it will also increase your fire damage by 2.5%. It may not sound like much, but every bit helps. Now use one of these pots to make yourself nice and hollow. And head over to Aldia's Keep so you can talk to this guy. He wants you to assassinate some people and bring back their personal belongings as proof, and given that he'll reward you with a new Pyromancy spell, this is clearly an offer that you're not going to refuse. So first on the list is Gilligan, the Laddersmith. You could just buy his item from him as proof, but he charges 8,000 bucks for it, which is a total ripoff. So do the neighborhood a favor and purify it from greedy con artists. Kill the squatting skeleton as well. He's an absolute cancer to the local community. Once the skeleton's gone, Kale will think your house is free real estate, but he is sorely mistaken. Also, he is sort of on the hit list, but that's beside the point. Next on the list is Falcon. He'll give you his staff free of charge, and seeing as he's not really bothering anyone, you might as well let him live. Now bring the items back to the magical prisoner to examine, and he'll reward you with the final pyromancy you've been seeking. Forbidden Sun. You now have the power of the sun in the palm of your hand, and you'll be one-shotting normies left and right. However, there is still a way to become even more powerful. So go to the Shrine of Winter. You should already have picked up the key in Vendrick's Keep, and fight your way through the Ice Kingdom. Now the enemies around here do have high elemental resistance and an extra layer of defense versus magical projectiles, but you have the power of the sun, so that doesn't even matter. Grab the Eye of the Priestess, and then prepare to fight the giant kitty cat by leveling up your adaptability to 43. With 111 agility, your dodge rolls will be buttery smooth, and your Estus chugging will be quicker than ever. For some reason, I was using Great Fireball instead of Forbidden Sun during this fight, because I'm an airhead sometimes. Unlike me, however, you are not an airhead, so you'll do just fine. Now talk to the Ice Queen, she'll thaw out some of the ice. Then warp to the inner wall bonfire, and head down this exact path I've laid out for you. There's a hidden door over here on the right, so make sure you don't miss it. And here it is, the Fire Clutch Ring. This ring will give you 30 extra points of attack rating on your glove for even greater firepower. It does give you an 80-point penalty to your physical defense, but who cares? At this point, you're basically a walking, breathing nuclear weapon, and you have enough iframes to ensure you won't get hit most of the time, so it doesn't even matter. Lastly, you should kill Alana, the squalid queen. She's got a whole army of bony boys under her command, and this disgusting level of beta simpery must not stand. So melt her down to the last molecule, and do Twitch a favor.
You need a professional.